Definitely a big game feel.
Thorson will take it himself to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Northwestern.
To the end zone. Touchdown, Northwestern.
Jackson burst through to the end zone. Touchdown, Northwestern. And the ball comes out. It's picked up by the Wildcats. And this will be Anthony Walker. Touchdown!
Northwestern tied a program record in 2015, winning 10 games, but the Cats want more, especially after a disappointing bowl loss to Tennessee. Justin Jackson will continue his march toward becoming one of the greatest Catbacks of all time in 2016, as NU looks to improve an offense which struggled to keep pace with a lights-out D. And the head coach of the Wildcats, Pat Fitzgerald, kind enough to join us just a few days ahead of the spring game. Pat, let's start with reality versus expectation. Where is the team right now in reality in comparison to where you expected them to be at this point in the spring?
Well, I think we're in a positive place, Rick. You know, this is the foundation, digging and laying the foundation of your team for the upcoming season. And when you pull up to anybody's house, you don't go, hey, look at the foundation. Isn't this beautiful? You know, we spent so much money on digging this hole. Isn't it great? Look at the sewers. Look at, so that's where I think every team is right now. You're a work in progress. You're going to always err on the side of being smart from a health, safety, and well-being standpoint. But you're in the sprint, especially here going into the last couple practices, we're going to really try to get a lot of situational football in. And then just roll the ball out, let the guys play a little bit, but be much more in a controlled environment and just get out of maybe it more fundamentally and technically than it is anything else.
Now, what do you want to see on Saturday? I know it varies year by year. It varies based on your personnel. It varies based on the coaching staff. You guys have had so much stability. What do you hope to see on Saturday?
Rick, it really another practice that we can improve and get better at. It won't be necessarily a spring game. We just don't have enough bodies to be able to separate the teams into two groups and, go do a steak. The winner gets steak, the loser gets hot dogs or whatever. So we're just going to really go out and use our 15th opportunity as an opportunity to practice and improve and get better.
Fitz, the coaching stability is really remarkable. I don't think you've had any major coaching change in, 6 or 7 full years right now? I mean, how does that affect the program?
Well, the coaching stability, first and foremost, a huge thank you to our coaches, their loyalty, their great families. A lot of guys have had opportunities to maybe, go somewhere else, but the quality of life that we have here that's provided to us by the university, but most importantly by working with the best young men in college football. Rick, we're coming off an amazing academic quarter, the best quarter we've ever had. We had 80 of our 105 players above a 3.0 and a team GPA of a 3.23. These are the best and brightest young men in college football. They want to be great in everything that they do. And to be around a motivated student athlete like that is just such an inspiring opportunity every single day with every single guy. So just very thankful for the loyalty. And I think it's really showing in our recruiting. I mean, young men want to play for a winner. They want to get a great education. They want to compete for championships and know that the guys that are recruiting them are going to be there to coach them. And I just can't be more thankful for our coaches and their loyalty to the program.
Pat, let's get to some personnel questions. Clayton Thorson had a solid, if not spectacular, season a year ago, taking the majority of the snaps under center. But, of course, we've also seen your offense have success with the multi-quarterback system. How much competition do you expect at that position for the fall?
Well, I agree with you. Clayton Thorson's one of, I think, maybe 12 rookie quarterbacks since maybe 2007 or 2008 to win 10 games. And if you look up that list of quarterbacks, it's pretty spectacular, the company that he keeps. But Matt Alviti has been out for the spring. He's recovering from a couple of operations. He'll be back ready to go in the fall. And I expect Matty to be 100%, and I'm really excited for him. I know he is excited to be back healthy and get a chance to get out there and compete.
Running back position, you have a guy who's already rewriting the record books after just a couple of years. It seems like he's been around forever, but he has some time left in Evanston. What's the ceiling for Justin Jackson?
I think he's just at the tip of the iceberg. He's really becoming a complete back, and he's always been really spectacular with the ball in his hands, and now learning how to be a complete back, formation variations, catching the ball out of the backfield, running routes when we put him out in space, blocking at the point of attack when he's got to step up in protections. He's really working diligently at all those phases. And, Warren Long is another young man that played a ton of football for us a year ago. Again, missing the spring with, off-season surgeries, but he'll be back in full. And we think we've got a pretty solid 1-2 punch. And then Austin Anderson and Johnny Moten, There are 2 scholarship guys, and Corey Acker, who's played really well in the special teams phases for us. That group I think is pretty solid. We'll bring in some young guys too, but excited about that group.
As for defense, you guys took some huge steps a year ago, but you lose some talent on that side of the ball, no question about it. What will be the biggest challenges defensively for you?
Again, just right now, from a standpoint of guys filling in those roles to be the best that they can be. I mean, you can't replace a Lowry, you can't replace a Gibson, a Van Hoos, those shoes. I mean, I can keep going on with the names. Drew Smith, Travion Henry. I mean, those were great players for us. And Max Chad. I mean, I could keep going on and on with the names, but now it's another young man's opportunity, and they've got to step up. And a lot of those guys played last year. We were rolling 2 platoons and even 2+ at the defensive line. We've got to see the return on that investment. So far through spring we have, but we've got to continue to get bigger and stronger, and then we've got to continue to come together as a group. And then the games that we were on the short end, we just did not do a good enough job taking the ball away. And that's something that we pride ourselves in with here, is taking care of the football and taking it away and winning that turnover battle. And, we've got a lot of work to do in that phase.
I got one more for you. It's a personal question because I know the last couple of years, coincidentally, I've had my son at Cubs games on the day when you happen to throw out the first pitch. You're more worried this weekend about the spring game, but what do I have to pencil in? What's the scheduled date for the first pitch this year?
Yeah, we're finalizing that right now, and we've got 2 great ball clubs here in Chicagoland with the Cubbies and the White Sox, and looking forward to a fun summer. This is the best time of the year. You wrap up spring ball. Hopefully we get out of here healthy, and that's what makes it so much fun to be in Chicagoland going to college. Our guys have a blast being here for summer school, Cubbies games, internships, summer school. It's a great time to be a Wildcat, and looking forward to finishing up the spring well, and hopefully we'll have a great practice on Saturday.
All that, and they're still laying foundations of houses and getting 3.5 GPAs. Great stuff. Pat, as always, good to catch up, my friend. Enjoy the spring game this weekend.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Rick. Thanks so much, and go Cats.